Good evening once again. Welcome to the second edition of News Tonight. It's me, Michael Jordan Lukomwa. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in a first story has revealed, President Yoweri Museveni has tasked the National Resistance Movement Parliamentary Caucus to support the presidential directive to the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to promulgate a statutory instrument to operationalize Section 90 of the Tier 4 of the Microfinance and Money Lenders Act of 2016 within 2 weeks. President Museveni, while presenting a keynote address, asked the MPs to wholesomely support when an amendment is introduced in Parliament to strengthen the anti-corruption legal regime, particularly to fight white-collar extortion. The president invited the MPs to a retreat at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi after independence, which will be under the theme, How to Lead.
These money lenders who are causing suicide to our young people, who allows them to operate? So if inflation is 5%, 4%, 3%, why should anybody charge Amagoba or interest of 3% per month? Which means that 36%, 20%. We are going to stop it. But now, unfortunately, my bazukuru are already in the kitimba banange. Kati now our katonda jari. But in the meantime, number one, Honorable Matia Kasegi is now going to tame these parasites, the money lenders. And he will bring a statutory instrument which we shall all support, controlling interest rates of money lenders. Problem of corruption. Corruption is becoming very, very serious. And really, don't misunderstand me, I am going to crush these corrupt people. Because you are going to kill your country. But it is easy to eradicate this. We are going to attack a few examples, and they become examples of others. But even in your own area, don't keep quiet about corruption, because you are going to lose. And the corruption is by really public servants mainly. Because public servants are the ones who steal government money. They are the ones who misuse power, like the district service commissions, which are giving jobs to their relatives, which are giving jobs to people who are not qualified, and you keep quiet about that, you will lose. You will lose. If you fight those, you will actually be popular. So therefore, I beg you, don't continue with these mistakes. They are not necessary. I've been hearing that our fisheries UPDF unit is also making mistakes. I have been hearing about it. I will act on it. So let us wipe out corruption.
Your effort and your deliberate role in always championing to ensure that there is peace and security so that people can transform. And I asked him to particularly support you, Your Excellency, in that intervention, but also the UPDF, which is also the biggest number, I think, of troops in Somalia. And Your Excellency also answered that on the affirmative.
Successfully concluded the designation of NRM purposes of handling designation of the leadership and membership of the standing committees. They are set to expire by.
Residents in Serere said that the ruling government has delivered to a larger extent better services in the education and health sectors, not excluding empowering women and the youth economically, as promised in their 2021-2025 NRM Manifesto. The NRM Manifesto and Implementation Monitoring Unit on a fact-finding mission is in Saturday to assess the implementation of the manifesto ahead of the 2026 presidential elections.
Sera district is one of the poor performing areas when it comes to education at all levels, year in, year out. This has been attributed to the little access to modern education facilities and conducive environment. To avert the situation, the government's model of having at least one public school for secondary and primary per sub-county has been extended to Sera district.
By the time we had the first registration, senior 4, we had only 6 candidates. The following year we had 15. The third year we had 20, and this time as we are talking, we are expecting to sit 30 candidates.
In Oleo sub-county, construction and facelift of the only secondary school in the names of Oleo Seed Secondary School is on course.
So far now we are moving well. We started this work in October last year. So far now we have now reached to the roofing stage, and now we are doing plaster. The fittings is finished, and we have finished now 4 blocks of plastering.
The contractor is doing a good job, and as it looks, although there are things that are still missing, they are not much. They can be covered within the next 45 days.
The start was really very hard. The turn-up of students was very low. But when we had the groundbreaking ceremony last year, 20th of October, it attracted a good number of students. And as we are talking now, we have 278 students.
As part of the activities to monitor government's programs, especially those lined up in the 2021-2026 manifesto, officials from the Office of the President have visited the locus.
This is very interesting for us in the manifesto implementation, and also for the community that is a recipient of the manifesto pledge. This is commendable for His Excellency the President to have made this promise come true.
For the local communities and school administrators, the development is timely.
My prayer is I wish we could progress the school to cater for A level as well. Because we have had, like last year, our students that passed, the parents wanted them to remain, but we couldn't accommodate.
Emmanuel Okoti is the resident district commissioner for Serere.
Right now, we have like 270 students which are actually studying in this school. And we are grateful to the government so much for these projects, because the enrollments of the student is going to double.
This multi-billion project is expected to be ready for use in the coming year, 2024. Robert Onyango, UBC News, Serere District.
Need to be on.
Now, the Constitutional Court today quashed Parliament's decision of impeaching Mityana Municipality Member of Parliament Francis Zake from being Commissioner of Parliament. In a 4-1 majority judgment, court was of the view that Parliament, while impeaching Zake, failed to follow its own rules of procedure and the Constitution, thereby breaching the rules of natural justice.
The petition filed by Mityana Municipality Member of Parliament Francis Zake was presided over by Justice Catherine Bamugemeleire, Muzamiru Chibedi, Irene Mulyagonja, Eva Ruswata, and Justice Oscar John Chihika. Thursday morning, court quashed the Parliament's decision of impeaching Francis Zake as Commissioner of Parliament on grounds that it failed to follow its own rules of procedure and the Constitution in impeaching him.
The resultant proceedings contravened or were inconsistent with Articles 2(1) and 2, 8 capital A, 28, 42, 44C of the Constitution, and were null and void ab initio. I would further order that the resolution to remove the petitioner from office as a Commissioner of Parliament is hereby quashed.
Court also faulted the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, by then Anita Among, for acting as a judge in her own cause when she chaired Parliament in a matter he had a conflict of interest.
Any other brander going forward, we are going to prosecute her criminally and ensure that she not only pays half of the cost that we are going to tax very swiftly, but she even pays more money to Honorable Zake for the benefit of the people of Mityana, for the benefit of Ugandans, and for the benefit of everyone who believes in justice. Parliament was also faulted for amending the report from the committee to have Zake impeached, which contravened the Parliament Rules of Procedure and Article 22 and 44 of the Constitution.
The order to annul the report of the Committee on Rules and Privilege on the investigation against the alleged misconduct and misbehavior of Honorable Francis Zake Butebi is denied. Parliament may implement the recommendations in the report in conformity with the law.
Court also agreed with Zake that during his impeachment, there was no requisite number of quorum in the Parliament. The majority judgment of 4-1, Court declined to reward Zake with damages of physical torture and mental anguish due to lack of evidence. However, Court awarded him half of the costs. Since Court did not quash the recommendations from the committee against Zake, it advised Parliament to follow the right procedure if they so wish to impeach Zake. Unlike other four justices, Justice Catherine Bamugemereire dismissed the petition on grounds that the petitioner failed to present evidence to court. The petitioner Francis Zake and his legal team were pleased with the court's decision.
It has been clear today that the legislature, as the arm of government, does not follow the law. It is very unfortunate. And I also want to tell you that as she took me to the disciplinary committee, actually, she's supposed to get there, reason being she has ashamed Parliament of Uganda.
Other people spoke about the judgment.
We told you from the very start that this was the right course to follow because we knew that the Honorable Zake was wrongly impeached, and that is why we insisted on not naming another commissioner. There's been demands even from the media why the National Unity Platform
will implement this decision and ensure that Honorable Zake, as a person who was nominated by the National Unity Platform, will be able to go and execute his functions as a commissioner of Parliament.
Francis Zake was challenging the decision by the Parliament to remove him from the position of Commissioner of Parliament on allegations of using his social media platform to insult the then Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among. He asked the court to dismiss the Parliament's decision, citing that the resolution was passed without the requisite quorum of Parliament. However, all the prayers were objected by the Attorney General. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
In news coming in, the Attorney General has filed an appeal against today's ruling in that case between Honorable Zake and the Parliament of Uganda, and will give you the developments as they unfold in that particular matter. Moving on, import cargo through Dar Port to Uganda was observed to be 0.199 million tons in 2022. The cargo volume observed in 2022 was higher than that of 2021 by 61,000 tons, or equivalent of 44% in increase. This is according to the recently released annual report of the performance of Central Corridor Transit Transport.
The year 2022 monthly trends in import cargo volume for Uganda through the Central Corridor show a significant improvement, with an increase of 61,000 tons, up from 203,000 tons in 2021. Although the annual report of the performance of Central Corridor Transit Transport shows promising statistics, analysts argue that much needs to be done for the Central Corridor to regain its lost glory as Uganda's import and export route of choice.
The Tanzanian route has to be popularized, but also Ugandans, through the necessary government agencies, should be provided with information, say for example through the Uganda Investment Authority, to know what is the advantage of using the Tanzanian route. What advantages come with it, and what can I trade there? There is a lot to trade there.
Given the excess capacity on the Mombasa route, that's why the Central Corridor needs to be utilized also. Given that the Mombasa route is now experiencing a clog.
According to Paul Akuma, transport is a key thing in economics or the life of any economic system and key part of trade markups. He therefore proposes the improvement of systems, enhancement of trucks' turnaround time and ships' dwell time in order to promote and make the multimodal transport system in the Central Corridor more attractive to Uganda's business community.
Transport is transport and the profit margins form what we call the trade markups. So it's very key in because it makes sure goods move out of production to the consumption point.
His observation comes at a time when Uganda is registering a steady annual economic growth and thus demanding more intermediates.
Our economy has grown. We have many factories now. So I think re-examining the use of only Mombasa port should come into the discussion. That's a conversation we need to have, whether we should not also use the Dar es Salaam port or the Mwanza port.
The reopening of the Central Corridor Rail Waterways intermodal route of Dar es Salaam, Mwanza, Port Bell, Kampala is credited for increased export and import cargo volumes between Uganda and Tanzania. In 2022, cargo throughput MV Kawa was 55,000 tons, equivalent to an increase of 48% from 37,000 tons in 2021.
Also, we shall procure more two ships, which we shall also add on Lake Victoria, that we can have enough cargo to go on the rail line, and this too much cargo which will come as a result of connecting the rail transport to other parts of this country, it can be taken by water.
In terms of minimizing the fusion of methane gases, if you went on water and then used the railway, it is much more efficient. It's much more efficient compared to other routes we have here in the East African region.
The road transport is good, but I think it's working above capacity.
Dennis Igor for UBC News.
Adjumani district political and technical leaders have tasked partners implementing agricultural projects among refugees and host communities to indulge in water for production as they commit to lobby for more land. According to the leaders, climate change has brought about unpredictable rainfall patterns in northern Uganda, a reason there is a need to supplement the rainwater through other forms of irrigation. This was during a dialogue on the impact of climate change and limited access to land for agricultural production and food security in Adjumani, organized by Action Against Hunger, ahead of the forthcoming World Food Day.
Unpredictable weather characterized by long dry spells has continued to affect farmers in Adjumani district, including refugees. Because of this, leaders of Adjumani are calling upon partners like Action Against Hunger implementing agricultural projects in the district to scale up water for production among the farmers as the district keeps lobbying for more land to support farming for refugees.
Coupled with the climate change, we really need to supplement water for production.
According to Dramani, farmers also require mindset change because many of them have had a negative attitude towards embracing agricultural projects brought by partners and the government.
And I think on the side of the farmers also they have mindset issue because scooping water from any source and putting into the tank has defeated our farmers. So ASF in their next intervention should also embark on mindset change.
Onto Wakodra, the Adjumani District Secretary for Production, says water for irrigation helps farmers to grow short-time crops, hence creating food security amidst dry spells.
In Adjumani district, much of the time and the long month that we have is for drought. So we believe that when irrigation is there, at least it will help us now to help our community to plant short-time crops and vegetable.
West Nile Regional Coordinator for Action Against Hunger, Moses Lukwago, explains interventions by SCF in leveraging water for production and promoting food security and livelihood projects in Adjumani.
About climate change, we know that you cannot ensure warrior production without investing in water for production. So as of that, we've been in a position to, for example, put on ground over 30 water reservoirs, and we've also been in position to pilot other irrigation technologies, for example, groundwater cisterns, and also we've been in position to support and give out irrigation kits, movable solar irrigation kits to the farmers groups.
Over the years, Action Against Hunger in collaboration with the Adjumani district through OPM has secured over 2,000 acres of land so that the refugees have enough land for food production. Richard Wambi, the district chief administrative officer, cautions both refugees and host community against laziness while implementing agricultural projects by SCF, as some of them do not want to utilize the land fully.
And let's work with all the teams across, at the sub-county level, at the parish level, at the village level, at the refugee structure levels, and so on. We strengthen that working relationship. Things will be very easy. And we should not wait when we see a problem of people not utilizing the land, which we have already opened with a lot of money, 20 million. It's a lot of money. Then we keep quiet and we observe the space and it starts growing itself and becomes a bush. The money gets wasted. No, let us purpose to address the problem as it comes up.
According to John Bosco, the Deputy Refugee Desk Officer of Adjumani, limited access to land and climate change have topped challenges on the dwindled donor funds as the population keeps rising, something that he says requires multi-stakeholder efforts.
We no longer have enough money to look after the refugees. And then as the donor funds are going down, also the effect of climate change and limited access to land is coming up. We need to combine hands to see how best we can improve the situation.
However, as Adjumani district and locals support OPM by giving land for cultivation, OPM continues to experience new arrivals of refugees in Adjumani amidst feeding challenges due to dwindled donor funding.
Given the situation in South Sudan and also the recent war in Sudan, refugees are coming in, both from South Sudan and Sudan. So we really appreciate the hospitality of the host community and the district in helping OPM and other actors to settle the refugees. But the challenge still remains on the dwindling donor funds. We are requesting the donors to rethink and give us more donations to be able to look after these refugees who are coming in on a daily basis.
Joseph Fodama, UBC News.
Ministry of Water and Environment, collaborating with Ministries of Health and Education, have jointly voiced concerns over the laxity in hand-washing habits exhibited by Ugandans, especially at a time when hygiene-related infections continue to cause infant mortality rates. This was revealed at the National Dialogue on Scaling Hand-Washing with Soap across the country held at Hotel Africana.
Statistics reveal that hand-washing with soap is stagnating at 35.8% in rural areas and 53.4% in urban areas. Hand-washing compliance still remains a habit eluded by most Ugandans, yet has so many key health benefits, like preventing diarrheal infections and epidemics like coronavirus.
Some of us, we pushed into washing hands when even we didn't know why washing hands is important. Some of us knew that it was important, but that was the time of COVID, and now even those ones who knew have relaxed over time. So what went wrong? So it's a question that we all have to answer. Collective responsibility. Yes, collective responsibility.
A call for more funding from government to accelerate national water coverage becomes a timely call at a time when almost 13.5 million Ugandans still have no access to safe water and over 21,000 villages having no safe water source.
We are asking for the money and we have the human resource. We have many partners
we are working with in the WASH subsector. We have the ministries, we have the district local governments. The district local governments have the health assistants, health inspectors. We have different coverages for hand washing in rural settings and also hand washing in urban settings. Allow me to say that it's mainly, the disparities come mainly in the enablers, what we have as enablers for promotion of hand washing with soap across the country. If you notice, in the urban dwellings, most times there's access to water.
Collective responsibility at household level and taking hand washing campaigns to schools have been earmarked as key interventions to scale up hand washing.
But for schools, I think we need to, education is a shared responsibility. We need to engage with key stakeholders at all levels. At the lower level, I think we need to bring on board the parents, school committees, management committees, board of governors. To buy this, we need to use the prefects. So we need to support all these schools to promote hand washing.
It's really sad that in spite of all that achievement that we got during COVID-19, in the last sector performance report is stated that there was a decline of 9% of hand washing within the rural context. For urban, there was a decline, but I don't think those figures are right. It's a 50-something small, like 1 or 2%. I think it's much higher.
With hand hygiene significance highlighted in infection prevention, and most recently during the height of COVID-19, the need to bring down costs of hand-washing enablers like soap and water harvest tanks and nationwide promotion of hand-washing campaigns become well-timed. Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Legal and tech practitioners have unveiled the second annual Legal Tech Expo that aims at improving legal service delivery through adaptation of technological innovations. The event, held at the Innovation Village in Ntinda, has been under the theme, The Rise of Legal Engineering, promoting innovation for legal industry.
Systems from the people who are bringing the system.
The legal industry has over the years been viewed as one that is hard to quickly adapt to new technological advancements. However, a team of legal representatives have come up to demystify the fallacy by promoting the integration of technology into the practice of law.
Case tool, it's a tool that is enabling lawyers to handle the life cycle of a case from the day the client walks into your firm to the day you close the case. We have others who have innovated a digital tool to enable seamless billing for a law firm. We have others who are developing tools for cybersecurity, others who are developing tools for digital wills.
This Legal Tech Expo in Kampala serves as a platform for legal practitioners and tech innovators to create synergy for the advancement of the future of law in Uganda, with the goal of creating new opportunities to improve efficiency in the management of legal processes.
I'm not sure there is any person out there that does not or has not experienced a legal problem, at least at any point in their life. And so what does that mean? It means that we have to be able to create systems of engagement where the public can be able to access justice or access services, access information, and be able to not just access that information, but work towards a resolution. So if you come to court, we're trying to create systems that enable you to be able to have your case heard and allow you to have your case processed on time so that justice can be served, because justice delayed is justice denied.
Whereas technology may be the new normal, users and innovators are urged to safeguard their data.
What does it mean in terms of protection of data? Of course, different countries have policies on data protection. So what we want to do or discuss is how can data be protected without denying companies the right to legitimately use that data? And what are the rights of individuals over their own data? Where will the data be stored? How can the data be protected? So all these are the key issues that legal tech is looking into. what are the implications of using certain technology, to conduct business.
By organizing the expo, the Innovation Village intends to create synergies among law and technology firms with the mission of increasing access to legal information and enhance service delivery. Mario Nawori, UBC.
The blockchain and then collecting information through Internet of Things. Yeah? Now the challenge
is tonight. Let's take a short break.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo? No. Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant code.
Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for it.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
There's also another program, which is the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, WEP, where we have dispersed the funds to the women groups, and of which recovery for the WEP program is around 52%. And of recent, the district was given more funds. The president actually was the one who officiated it during Women's Day on the 8th of March in Chirihura district, where we got an additional 132 million shillings to be given to the youth groups for good performance. But previously we had over 600 million shillings on top of that, and so far so good. That group is very organized actually for the women.
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or shore pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, it is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge.
Tuli gulu site tujja kutuuka buli wamu gobosaga.
Tuze kulaba ba merchant bafaba abomugaso nnyo gye tuli abakozesa merchant codes zaffe.
I'm very excited right now.
Excited?
Yes, you people can't see but I'm very excited.
Kakati wano eggulu tulinawo merchant waffe omu wa Paula restaurant.
When I heard of this promotion, I didn't even think it was true. But I told my clients, if you have Momo, it's better you pay with Momo.
In the morning, I was so scared, but now my temperature is coming down because I've seen you people when you came home. I'm encouraging people, always when there's opportunity for something, participate.
Si byabagagga era abantu baffe betuwadde epikipiki nga 13 eziise bantu baffe ba bulijjo era munnayuganda amanye nti kino ekintu kyaffe ffenna.
Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
The Women Trade Fair for this year brings you the Black Friday earlier than ever before. Get ready to buy what you need at a 50% discount. Home appliances like fridges, cookers, TVs and so much more. Bodas, tukutukus, soap, detergent, cooking oil, sugar, rice and so much more. Don't miss to get what you've been longing for at a discounted price of up to 50% at the Women Trade Fair Black Friday from 3rd to 10th October. Proudly sponsored by Total Energy, Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, Stanbic Bank, Uganda Breweries Limited, Tembo Seals, Uganda Bati, Simba Automotives, and Node Group.
Uncle, you should see London.
Oh, my boy. This has been 5 years. You should see Uganda.
Yes. Uncle Marcus, that's my former school.
Soon, there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
Welcome back from the break. It's UBC News Tonight. A group of Boda riders in Kampala have raised concerns about being detained by the traffic police despite fulfilling what they believe are the necessary requirements to operate on the city roads. The riders embarked on a registration process and underwent medical checkups, expecting it would be a guarantee to ride freely. However, some of them claim that they are still being arrested by the traffic police even though they have acquired all these necessary requirements.
The State Minister for Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs, Kabuye Chofatogabye, had previously assured them that completing this process would resolve their issues on the road. However, the impounding of their motorcycles continues despite their compliance.
Kyenjagala okutegeeza baganda bangaabo ekisooka simanyi baddala batuufu nti baasoma. Ekyokubiri bw'ogenda n'osasula sukulu fees zo ne weesanga nti omwana wa agudde simanyi oba ddala oba ajjayo fees tikavyeyo fees zaage mu ssomero kuba omwana yakola ki yasatu. Ekyokusatu bamanyi gye baasomera era buli eyasomera ku makya ga leero ajja aŋŋambye buli mwana gwe tulina mu biwandiiko nakati agatabo nga linaawo buli mwana gwe tulina mu biwandiiko ffe tumuwadde certificate of completion certified kati muvuzi muki mulungi era ndowooza y'ensonga lwaki obubenje bweyongedde okukendeera okuggyako abafungula ndiga abeetabise mu mulimu guno n'abawumbatuutu kubira mwebali era ogenda kubuuza wempulidde bagiraagira bw'ogenda babuuza nga tasobola nakubulira nti nasomera wano.
In response to these concerns, the riders have given an ultimatum of 1 week, demanding an explanation for their continued arrests when they believe they have met all the required criteria.
Police ne Ministry ya Kampala batwala ku kisaawe ekira ne bagera ne batendeka ne batusaba emitwalo gyaffe mukaaga n'ekitundu abamu batujjako emitwalo 10 nga balugamba kaadi eno gye nkutte mu ngalo bw'onooba nayo poliisi tegenda kukwata driving permit kuba tujja kuba tulaga nti tuli mu process ya permit. Olunaku lwalino bw'ojjayo kaadi eno n'ogiraga poliisi owa poliisi alaba nga alabye omuyeekera
Nabanja natugamba twewandiise bino bituufu natusangayo kyofa kyogabye natugamba mwewandiise nze ntwala Kampala masima batubira bwerere batukebera mitwe byonna byabwere kaadi wogiraga omusirikale akuba nkube n'akuwa n'oluli n'atwala n'eppikiyo twakakamala okusasula abaana abo nga bwe bakunga nga bajja ekira era bwe ngenda obakunga ku Lwokuna tugende ku sitewolo abaana 12 bali mabega wange.
Chofatogabye says the riders have only fulfilled half of the requirements necessary for road operation.
Poliisi zino pikipiki zeekwata nyingi nnyo zeenyigira mu bizibu biki bingi okuva mu kuvuga obubi okutuuka kukusa n'ebiki n'ebisi era kyovulaba olukiiko lwange lulya era abatono abo balulwanyisa lwa nsonga bakoze omulimu mulungi nnyo okukolwa ku gwabwe n'okuyamba ku poliisi okwetereeza.
He urges them to complete the full requirements to avoid further distractions from the police, warning that their leaders may take action to remove them from the road if they fail to comply.
So kati poliisi tulina okubuuza omwogezi wa poliisi ekikwekweto kyasinzira ku kinenzi kinasimba okulaba nga banansinga bagamba reflector jacket ne helmet. Kati gomonoleeta omutwe gwo ng'ova waka toyagala kuleeta mutwe gwo mbobokuba bantraininga oli mufufufululudu era gwe poliisi ekuyamba nnyo n'okuvuga n'ofugako kilomita 2 nga tennakukwata balina kukwata gino oguli. Ekyokubiri nkugambye ne pamiti eggwako tebabagambangako nti akakaadi kano bw'oba okafunye kiwedde. Step ekutwala ku kyenkomerere kikyenkomeredde ne pamiti egenda kuggwako.
This situation highlights the ongoing efforts to streamline the boda industry in Kampala, with riders and authorities at odds over what constitutes the necessary road requirements. For UBC, Rebecca Kenyan and Rashid.
The Director for Policy at the Ugandan National Farmers Federation, Caleb Gumisiriza, has urged farmers provided feedback on the implementation of government programs. He made the remarks at the National Policy Dialogue on emerging issues affecting farmers.
The National Policy Dialogue on Emerging Issues Affecting Farmers' primary goal is to amplify the voices of farmers, discussing challenges from production to marketing and sharing their feedback on government programs. This event allowed farmers from various districts to voice their issues, particularly those related to policies affecting them.
We are also giving feedback to government on the implementation of the various government programs. How they are being implemented. Are the farmers feeling the programs? Are there gaps? This is what they are bringing on the table today. Finally, the second objective is for the farmers to receive more information on the various programs relating to agriculture that are available for them to benefit.
The dialogue served as a platform for constructive communication between farmers and policymakers, and farmers received valuable information on available agricultural programs and initiatives.
Mycotoxins have become a problem to the farmers in terms of marketing their produce, specifically maize grain, groundnuts, and a few others. And we think if Parliament can come up with a policy or a law that is going to address mycotoxins, it is going to help farmers.
Representatives from different sectors, such as the Uganda Coffee Development Authority, shared updates on regulatory changes, hoping farmers stay informed.
One of the key issues that we're seeing at the moment is the European Union directive that has just been discussed in the EU Parliament, which speaks towards corporate sustainability, due diligence, and when put into force will definitely affect corporations that are trading with the EU in terms of human rights, compliance, environmental sustainability, and adherence to child labor laws. So this is a package that is based on the normative foundations of international law, which include the OECD guidelines on due diligence, the International Labour Organization standards, and the United Nations guiding principles.
The National Policy Dialogue in Kampala demonstrates the commitment of the Uganda National Farmers Federation to advocate for farmers' interests and engage with policymakers to improve the agricultural landscape. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Over 400,000 households in PG and Mityana districts have benefited from the establishment of Sustainable Model Village project implemented by Korea International Cooperation Agency. The objective of the 4-year project is to improve livelihoods of farmers and the living standards of the communities in the districts.
Able to access Project for establishment of sustainable model villages in Uganda is one of the bilateral projects between the government of Uganda and Korea. The 4-year project, being implemented in the 2 districts of Mpigi and Mityana, has benefited over 400,000 households in the areas of farming, trainings on mindset change, extension of electricity and sanitation.
So we worked very closely with the local governments and communities and even the residents and farmers themselves so that they could create up their own ideas. And based on them, they achieved a lot. They actually, those households with no electricity, no water services, they got them now. And it's not only about having the access to the basic services. With those basic services, you can imagine they now can use those electricities to start up their own businesses and to charge their phones, and they can have the mobile services as well.
The farmers who have benefited from this project confess to have improved their household incomes because their farm productivity increased through best farming practices.
Could manage to get about 1.5 million from maize, but as I talk now, I can get about 2.5 to 3 millions from maize only. Then in coffee, I could raise about 2 millions before the coming of the project. But right now I can get 4 to 5 millions. But it was because of the coming of the project, which changed the mind. And I could not think that you can use a small land to benefit more.
The government is trying to ensure that such projects that help to transform the lives of rural communities are rolled out to other districts.
Was successfully implemented in Mpigi, and then it was extended to Mityana. We are still also in conversations with Koika to see whether to have an extension or to roll out to other local governments. But the model which is being implemented, which is the rural development model, which was used by Korea, it can easily be replicated in other parts of the country.
Project for establishment of sustainable model villages in Uganda is one of those interventions government is implementing to help in the transformation of the grassroots people through inclusive development. Diana Kote, UBC.
Why pay for more when you can only pay for what you use? Enjoy the best value on daily voice bundles now charged per second. For example, if you call for 23 seconds using our 25-minute Boda bundles, only 23 seconds of that call will be charged, leaving you with 24 minutes and 37 seconds to talk longer with your loved ones. Dial *100*1# to buy a daily voice bundle today. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
The Uganda Cricket Association has appointed Jackson Ogwang as the interim head coach of the men's cricket national team. That's the Cricket Cranes ahead of the 2023 World Cup qualifiers.
Two weeks after announcing that they will not renew Coach Mahatlani's contract, The Uganda Cricket Association has appointed Jackson Ogwang as the interim head coach of the Cricket Cranes and will be tasked with taking the team to the 2023 World Cup qualifiers and the 2023 T20 Africa Cup in Namibia and South Africa, respectively. Lawrence Matimba was announced as the Victoria Pulse.
As a board, we feel our current coach for the men has done a lot of good work for us. He has moved us from 33rd ranking to the current 23rd. But the thinking is to get higher, we need to shift some gears. So as a board, we took the decision not to renew his contract. And in the interim, we'll be using our local content to take us through the coming events. So Jackson Ogwang, who has been under his watch for 3 years now, will be taking our team to the World Cup qualifiers in Namibia in November. And as well in December, he will be taking the team to South Africa to defend the SCA trophy, where we are current holders. For our ladies, as we prepare to go in for the World Cup bid, we will go with one of our trusted people as well, Lawrence Matimba. He'll be taking our team for the World Cup qualifiers, and we'll be hosting that here.
We've played a different brand of cricket, and the task given to me is just to maintain the momentum that we have had for the past 3 years. The team has done well recently. We just won the East Africa Trophy in Rwanda, and the preparations are going on well. World Cup qualifiers, it's going to be a hectic end to the year, and a big task ahead for us to go and qualify, take one of the 2 spots in Namibia, and also defend the Africa Cup in South Africa. But for now, we are in a good space. We are definitely we're working on something, and that is exactly, it won't change for now.
I think the guys are doing well. They're in good set. The batters and fielders, I think we were looking in good shape. We have a tournament which we are going to host here before the tournament in December. We thought Kenya will be in, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Uganda, and we are looking forward to play that tournament before the tournament arriving in December, to give us a light track in December on 7th.
Chairman Nwagaba used this platform to also address the recent changes in the Uganda Cricket Association and shed some light on what the association is working on.
Yes, I had put in a request to resign, mainly for career reasons. So on advice from the government, currently only an AGM can approve my resignation. So that means in the interim, I had to have my request turned down. So I am still the chairman of Uganda Cricket.
Grace Joyce Kemgisa, UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you tonight. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomo. Wishing you the best. Bye-bye. Let's leave you with the weather forecast report.
Welcome once again to the weather desk from the Uganda National Meteorological Authority. I'm Ainebiona Jasper. By 9 a.m., most parts of the country were partly cloudy. And when we take a look at the satellite image, the rain belt is still diffuse, and that's why we are continuing receiving rains in different parts of the country. Central region is expected to have light thunder showers, and the rest sunny intervals will dominate. Eastern parts of the country, light rains they are expected, and the rest in Soti, it will be sunny intervals. When we go to the western stretch, we do expect sunny intervals to dominate, and the rest light rains are expected. Northern parts of the country, sunny intervals will dominate the entire region, and when we go ahead in the central region, we do expect a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius in Kampala, and also in Masaka it will be 26, while the rest a high of 28 degrees Celsius. Eastern parts of the country, Jinja and Tororo, sunny intervals are expected, and in Soti, light rains with a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. When we go to the western stretch in Kabale, we do expect a low of 24 degrees Celsius, while in Kasese a high of 29 degrees Celsius expected. When we go in the northern parts of the country, we do expect Gulu to have a high of 29 degrees Celsius, while in Lila, 29 also with sunny intervals. The rest light rains will prevail. When we go to the world cities, London is expected to have sunny intervals with a maximum of 20 degrees Celsius, while Cairo it will be sunny with a maximum of 40 degrees Celsius, and in Dubai it will be sunny with a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius. Thank you so much for watching the weather forecast. For more information, you can contact us on our website. Good evening.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
So, you are ready to invest in Airtel's initial public offering? Good choice. I'm going to show you how to do it straight from your phone. First, you're going to want to make sure you have a Securities Central Depository SCD account. Dial *185*85# from your Airtel number. Choose Airtel IPO purchase from the available options. Enter your valid national identification number when prompted. Before you purchase, there are a few things you need to know. The minimum purchase is 2,500 shares. The share price is 100 Uganda shillings.